Part 1. The Power of Fearlessness. Before we dive into today's lesson, if you haven't already watched the video about the samurai who feared nothing, I highly recommend doing so. This story isn't just a tale of bravery. It's a deep dive into the human psyche and how one can harness fear to fuel determination and success. Understanding the story in its entirety will provide you with the necessary context to fully absorb the lessons we're about to discuss. In our previous video, we explored the life of a samurai who faced every challenge with unshakable resolve. His fearlessness wasn't just about the absence of fear. It was about understanding fear, embracing it, and transforming it into a powerful force that drove him forward. This narrative isn't just about physical bravery in battle. It's about the mental and emotional fortitude that comes from mastering one's inner fears. The samurai's journey teaches us that fear is not our enemy. Fear often signals that something significant is at stake, something worth fighting for. The samurai's life shows us that fear can be a guide, a compass pointing us towards growth and transformation. When faced with fear, the samurai didn't retreat. He leaned in, examining it from all angles, understanding its origin, and then using that understanding to strengthen his resolve. Many of us are paralyzed by fear, fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. We allow these fears to dictate our actions, or worse, to prevent us from taking any action at all. The samurai's story illustrates that it's not the absence of fear that makes someone courageous, but rather the decision to move forward despite it. Courage, in the sense, is a choice, not a natural state. It's something that must be cultivated and nurtured over time. The first lesson we can draw from the samurai's journey is the importance of acknowledging and understanding fear. Fear, when ignored or suppressed, gains power over us. It grows in the shadows of our minds, feeding off our uncertainty and doubt. However, by bringing fear into the light, by acknowledging its presence, we take the first crucial step in reclaiming our power. The samurai didn't deny his fear. He understood it and learned how to harness it. He dissected it, understanding its roots and implications, and in doing so, stripped it of its power over him. Fear is often rooted in the unknown or in uncertainty. It's the fear of what might happen, rather than what will happen, that paralyzes us. The samurai's fearlessness came from his deep understanding of himself and his environment. He knew his strengths, his weaknesses, and the challenges he faced. This clarity allowed him to act decisively and with confidence, even in the face of danger. This leads us to the second lesson. Knowledge and preparation reduce fear. The more we know about a situation or a challenge, the less power fear has over us. This knowledge isn't just about external circumstances, but also about self-awareness. The samurai was acutely aware of his inner landscape, his thoughts, emotions, and reactions. This self-knowledge was his anchor, grounding him in the midst of chaos. For us, cultivating this kind of awareness can make all the difference. It means taking the time to reflect on our fears, understanding where they come from, and then equipping ourselves with the tools and strategies to face them. The idea that knowledge can reduce fear is powerful because it implies that we have some control over our fear. By learning more about ourselves, about the challenges we face, about the world around us, we can diminish fear's influence. This is why preparation is so critical. Whether you're preparing for a job interview, a public speech, or a major life decision, the more prepared you are, the less room there is for fear to take hold. Preparation also involves mental readiness. The samurai didn't just prepare his body for battle, he prepared his mind. He meditated, practiced mindfulness, and engaged in mental exercises to sharpen his focus and clarity. In our lives, mental preparation is just as important as physical or practical preparation. It's about getting into the right mindset, where fear is acknowledged, but not allowed to dominate. The second lesson also highlights the importance of surrounding ourselves with knowledge and wisdom. The samurai learned from his mentors, from ancient texts, and from his own experiences. He didn't isolate himself from the world, but instead sought out knowledge and used it to his advantage. We, too, should seek out knowledge, whether through books, mentors, or experiences that can help us understand and manage our fears. The third lesson is about taking deliberate, courageous action. Knowing and understanding fear is only part of the equation. The samurai didn't just meditate on his fear. He acted despite it. Action is where true courage is born. By taking even the smallest step forward in the face of fear, we begin to reclaim our power. Each step we take, no matter how small, builds momentum, making it easier to take the next step and the next. This was part 1 of our lesson on fearlessness. In the next part, we'll dive deeper into how you can apply these lessons in your own life and become the master of your fears. Remember, understanding fear is the first step towards overcoming it. Action is what transforms that understanding into tangible results.